Ah, fuck, he's going the wrong way. We need him to go to the left. There we go. He didn't see us, which is great. Help us, Dan. Dan the man. My favorite game is Lost Records, Bloom and Rage. I loved every piece of that game. Mine is Mass Effect, but Mass Effect was so... how do I put this? Impressive on me that I cannot play it very often because that game just makes me bawl my... Those games, all three games, just hit me like a truck and make me bawl my eyes out at certain places, and I cannot play them that often. I love those games to pieces. They are absolutely amazing. Cannot play them very often. Now you gotta be careful every time you have these lasers because we do have automatic turrets up there, so gotta be careful not to touch those. Also for Mass Effect 3, I gotta say, Mass Effect 3 was amazing, except for the last half hour. But that is thankfully what the happy ending mod exists for, so you know what? We're good. Never played Mass Effect. Mass Effect is so good. Mass Effect is like... I grew up with space opera stuff, right? I grew up with Star Trek and Star Wars and Stargate. Those were like 3 shows that our family watched almost religiously. And so that was a lot of my childhood. And then Mass Effect takes that, plus, well, semi-modern gameplay, because at this point it's been a couple of years. And amazing character studies and all that. And it's just so good. Greg and George, please help us. And these guys had to... And there was only one bed, okay? These guys had to share a bed. I hope you got along really well, Greg and George. But yeah, Mass Effect is just... It's great. It hit all the nostalgia points for me, while also just being a really good game with really well-written characters. And it did something that I'm not sure any game did before, or if a game did it before, I don't think it did it that well. Mass Effect 2 adjusts to the choices that you made in Mass Effect 1. Sometimes just in small ways, like an NPC that you saved that you can find later and who is like, hey, I remember you saved me on Tau Ceti, and thank you so much for helping me, blah, 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 you know. Or sometimes it is stuff like, well, you killed these people in the first game, so now the entire planet is pissed at you and you can't do any quests here. Or, well, we would love to, you know, come up with a super cure for this virus that's been plaguing us, except you blew up the lab in part 1, so it's not like we can. And it keeps track of like thousands of flags from the first game all the way through the end of the third game. Like there's a side character, without spoiling which side character it is, but there's a character, just a little bit character that you can interact with, that you meet in the first game, and he's super annoying. But if you hear him out and if you're nice to him in Mass Effect 1 and then in Mass Effect 2, once Mass Effect 3 comes around and you're trying to save the universe, this guy is like, oh yeah, thank you for being so nice to me. By the way, I have a degree in like astrophysics and quantum physics and blah blah blah, and I'm gonna help you on this project to save the universe. And you're like, what? That was the level of detail that they put into these games and into carrying over your choices from those games, and it's so good. It's so good. Like Mass Effect is very much like Game of Thrones, insofar that it started out really, really great, and it was great for a long time, and then they just botched the landing completely. And everybody just stood there and was like, what the fuck was that? Like the ending of Mass Effect 3, that last half hour to hour of the game, half hour to full hour of the game, they actually had a poll on the official Mass Effect forums back then, where they were like, hey guys, do you actually like the ending or not? And it was something like 97% who were like, nah, the ending is shit. Nobody liked that. Nobody liked the ending to Mass Effect. To Mass Effect 3. And then they tried to fix it with DLCs and shit, but it was still like, no. No, why did you do that? You had like a perfect cake that you had been baking for like 3 different bakeries, and then you put a bow of shit on top of it, you know? It's like, why did you do that? Okay, now. There we go. I wanted to kill this guy with the laser. So I'm really happy that the Mass Effect Happy Ending mod exists, because that was so sorely needed. And I'm usually a purist who's like, when you play the game for the first time, you should play it without mods, so that you can play it as the developers intended. But if you're playing Mass Effect 1 through 3, please just install the Happy Ending mod for 3. Like, do yourself a favor. Just install it. You'll be so much happier. Because the ending to 3 is just absolute dog shit. Is there actually anything over here? No. Yeah, it is pretty sad. Okay, I think if we just jump from the back here, we should be fine. There we go. But I love details in games. Yeah, and Mass Effect 3 is full of details. It also has, if you want to, you don't have to do it, but if you want to, it has an entire codex that explains like the backstory of all of its species and why certain characters act the way they act, because it's just something that's common to their species, or how exactly that works, etc. You get mails, or not mails, like messages on your own little computer on your main ship. And some of those messages are scam messages, like you're getting basically the equivalent of space Viagra emails in your in your onboard computer, and like chainmail that's like, send this to 10 people or 16 Asari will die or something. It's like, somebody programmed this. Somebody took the time to go, no, if this was a legit inbox, it would have spam in it. So we're going to put some spam into this inbox. It's like, I love you guys. This is amazing. Please, more of this. I loved something pretty useless in Resident Evil 9. There's a conversation with someone in a cell with glass walls, and when you talk to her, it triggers a cutscene. When a camera is outside the cell, there's a sort of echo, but when the camera is inside the cell, you can hear her normally. Yeah, those kind of details are awesome. But yeah, Mass Effect, I can totally recommend. Absolutely amazing. Oh, we needed to get out of that faster. This is why I saved before I jumped down here. Swim, 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 Lara. Swim. I think we already missed it. Yeah, we already did. Amazing fan, yeah. Let's try going this way. This way is better. Okay, cool. This worked. Now we just need to stay away from that opening, and we need to stay away from those grates on the wall, because those are also going to try to kill us. There we go. Much better. Alright. I love that that entire crawl space is just laid out like it's coded in computer chips. Like, sure, that's a texture for a hallway. Lara is a malware. Okay, now I think we gotta jump to the other side. This way, and then there should be a... yeah, there's a hole in the wall here. And I think, yep, there's something we can pick up on this slope. I did remember that correctly. Ah, fuck. Okay, cool. Now I can't get to us. Which is good. Can't use this yet, and we... can we climb up here already? Yes, of course we can, because that's how we get out. Okay. Malicious Lara music starts playing. Let's make sure we don't fall down there. What was that? What was what? Red rocks? We're gonna have to go. We're gonna come back here later anyways, so. We're gonna have to come back to this guy later, once we have guns. So long as we walk slowly, he can't hear us. Or so long as we crawl. What is that prison made of? That is a very good question. Apparently computer chips, concrete, and well, I don't know what else. Some of it looks like metal. Not entirely sure what this texture on the wall is. This looks like tarp. Oh, you meant this. Yeah. I don't know. It does look like rock. The red is coming from the light over here, that's for sure. Security pass and it's just a socket. Haha, take that, fan of death. God, it's hot. Let's go. Fan of death is such a loser. I mean, it is an instant death machine if you land down there, so it did its job. Alright. Finally got some flares. Nobody falls here, right? Like, yeah, like it does seem like kind of like an OSHA violation to have something like that in your prison, but you know what? I don't think they care too much about that. Now here we gotta be careful where we get out of the water so we don't trigger the turrets. And we're about to get our guns back. Not only are we getting our guns back, we're getting medipacks. And we're getting the most overpowered weapon in the entire game. The Desert Eagle. I just gotta be careful on the way out here, because there is going to be some lasers. Oh, they actually changed it. We don't have to select them from the menu. We can just select them like this. Okay. Now, the Desert Eagle is so overpowered because it has basically the force of a shotgun, but a much longer range, and you can comfortably use it while running and jumping. So it's the best all-around gun. But we're gonna have to conserve a lot of the ammo for this one because we're gonna need about 80 to 100 for the final boss. So we're still gonna use our normal guns for most of the game. And before we do anything else, we have to go back here. And we have to get our second secret. It's the best gun, but let's not use it. Yeah, I mean, the Desert Eagle, I like to use it for situations where I need to kill someone fast and reliably. There's a lot of times where we can actually afford to take our time, or where we can abuse the environment to get into safe spots. But for example, all of the dudes who are going to run for the hand scanners, who can block off the path to secrets, we're gonna shoot all of those with the Desert Eagle. It's just the most reliable way to do it. The final boss, we're gonna use the Desert Eagle, because we're gonna need maneuverability and lots of firepower. So because we only have limited amount of ammo for this gun, I'm saving it for like when we really need it. What about the grenade launcher? The grenade launcher is kind of useless in this game because it doesn't shoot in a straight line like in Tomb Raider 2. It instead shoots, oh, I think we actually have to, yeah, we have to open... We have to open this again. It doesn't shoot in a straight line like in Tomb Raider 2, but rather it just shoots out a grenade that rolls down the floor, and then it just explodes at some point. You can't grenade them into oblivion anymore. No, but we can rocket them into oblivion. We're gonna get a rocket launcher in the next area that we're going to visit, or the one after that, depending on where you guys would like me to go, like next, London or South Pacific. We can get a rocket launcher, but we're only gonna get about 15 rockets throughout the entire game, so again, we're going to save those for the enemies where we really need them, which are going to be the enemies in the second last chapter. Now let's see. I think this guy can take quite a bit of health off of us if we don't shoot him quickly, so let's take the Desert Eagle. There we go. He didn't drop anything useful, so that's fine. Actually, hang on. Before we go up there, I want to see if there's anything on the other side of this hallway. No. Okay. Because we didn't really have time to explore here last time because of this dude. Now he's just a pair of feet sticking out of the wall. But we do need to go back up here. Is it the same cheat codes on TR3? I think they change a little bit with every single game. But it's the same set of cheat codes. So you can get all weapons, you can blow yourself up, and you can skip to the next level. But the exact set of actions that you need to take changes from game to game. Because your moveset also changes. So I think in this one it is draw weapon, duck, get up, turn right 3 times, and then jump backwards for all weapons. And the same one just with jumping forwards to get all, to skip to the next level. Okay, there's our grenade launcher, and that's our secret. Nothing else in here, so we can go back. If you die blowing up close to an enemy, does he die too? I don't think so. Alright. We need to get to the middle. There we go. We need to get back to where we got our guns. The fan can't get you. Yeah, exactly. He's just happily spinning along in his little cave. Blissfully unaware that he's been made unessential, useless, ineffective, and completely non-threatening. Such a loser.